Quadrant 2 includes activities that are important but not urgent. This is the quadrant of quality. Here's where we do our long-range planning, anticipate and prevent problems, empower others, broaden our minds and increase our skills through reading and continuous professional development, envision how we're going to help a struggling son or daughter, prepare for important meetings and presentations, or invest in relationships through deep, honest listening. Increasing time spent in this quadrant increases our ability to do. Ignoring this quadrant feeds and enlarges quadrant 1, creating stress, burnout, and deeper crisis for the person consumed by it. On the other hand, investing in this quadrant shrinks quadrant 1. Planning, preparation, and prevention keep many things from becoming urgent. Quadrant 2 does not act on us, we must act on it. This is the quadrant of personal leadership. Quadrant 3 is almost a phantom of quadrant 1. It includes things that are urgent but not important. This is the quadrant of deception. The noise of urgency creates the illusion of importance, but the actual activities, if they're important at all, are only important to someone else. Many phone calls, meetings, and drop-in visitors fall into this category. We spend a lot of time in quadrant 3 meeting other people's priorities and expectations, thinking we're already in quadrant 1. Quadrant 4 is reserved for those activities that are not urgent and not important. This is a quadrant of waste. Of course, we really shouldn't be there at all. But we get so battle scared from being tossed around in quadrants 1 and 3 that we often escape to quadrant 4 for survival. What kinds of things are in quadrant 4? Not necessarily recreational things, because recreation in the true sense of recreation is available quadrant 2 activity. But reading addictive light novels, habitually watching mindless television shows, or gossiping around the water fountain at the office would quality as quadrant 4 time wasters. Quadrant 4 is not survival, it's deterioration. It may have an initial cotton candy feel, but we quickly find there's nothing there. We'd like to suggest now that you look at the time management matrix and think back over the past week of your life. If you were to place each of your last week's activities in one of these quadrants, where would you say you spent the majority of your time? Think carefully as you consider quadrants 1 and 3. It's easy to think because something is urgent, it's important. A quick way to differentiate between these two quadrants is to ask yourself if the urgent activity contributed to an important objective. If not, it probably belongs in quadrant 3. If you're like most of the people we work with, there's a good chance you spend the majority of your time in quadrants 1 and 3. And what's the cost? If urgency is driving you, what important things, maybe even first things, are not receiving your time and attention? Think again about the questions you answered at the first of the chapter. What is the one activity that you know if you did superbly well and consistently would have significant positive results in your personal life? What is the one activity that you know if you did superbly well and consistently would have significant positive results in your personal or work life? Analyze what quadrant your answers are in. Our guess is that they're probably in quadrant 2. As we've asked these questions of thousands of people, we find that a great majority of them fall under 7K activities. 1. Improving communication with people. 2. Better preparation. 3. Better planning and organizing. 4. Taking better care of self. 5. Seizing new opportunities. 6. Personal development. 7. Empowerment. All of these are in quadrant 2. They're important. So why aren't people doing them? Why aren't you doing the things you identified from the questions above? Probably because they're not urgent, they aren't pressing, they don't act on you. You have to act on them.